ladies, is not just only the method, right? It's also the products that we're using. That if we're trying to get healthy, beautiful hair, the first thing we have to pay attention to is the ingredients. Part of my coaching that I've been doing with my clients, I've been explaining to them, because when they're telling me the products that they have that they're using, a lot of the times those products are not geared towards our hair, right? So with that being said, a lot of us, whether we realize it or not, we have to read the ingredients. That is the one of the most important things. When you think back on time, and I'm gonna say this with boldness, a lot of the products that are made for our hair are geared toward, it only coats the outer side of our hair. So it gives us temporary pleasure. But then if you notice in a few days, it goes back to a bad state, or it's not behaving, or you're like, oh my gosh, my hair just won't get right. So we go back to covering it up, right? And not dealing with it because it's part of the frustrations. But what if we understood our hair and understood the products that we were using and combine those with the method? How many of us will be enjoying our natural, beautiful hair, right? How many of us, whether it's short hairstyle, whether it's long hairstyle, whether it's two-strand twist, how many of us will be able to actually enjoy our natural hair? When I talk to my clients, one of the things I realize, a lot of them want their own long, beautiful, healthy hair, right? But they want the option that if they wanted to wear something short, they can braid this up and they could wear a short wig. But they would like the option to wear their hair almost 90% of the time. So I thought that a lot of women, I believed in the hype of the things that men say, oh, women just want their hair, they're just lazy, they don't want to do their hair. And there is a market, there is women that are like that. But for the most part, a lot of us secretly really want to enjoy our natural beauty, our hair, right? So I'm going to talk about 3 top things. I have more to talk about, but I don't want a long video. All right. That's what it comes down to, because I literally just finished Beautypioneers. So let's go ahead and go into this. So one of the things, why ingredients matter for Black women specifically, and I'm going to tell you. When your scalp and skin, and it absorbs everything. So our scalp, our hair, our strength, everything, it absorbs everything, right? What you put on your hair goes directly into your pores. That's why, and I'm gonna do a study on the relaxers too, because I'm like, they just say, oh, it causes ovarian cancer or whatever, but I'm like, well, what is the actual ingredient that actually puts us in a state where we're now experiencing breast cancer and ovarian cancer because of those products? It's good to say, okay, relaxers do this, but not all relaxers, because you have someone like Design Essential. None of them are on the list for causing carcinogens or anything, having carcinogens in their products, and none of them have their products in a class action lawsuit. So that leads me to say, well, what is in the actual ingredients? So I'm actually going to do a deep study on that, guys, because I'm just curious about that. When companies create, this is the main thing y'all don't understand. A lot of the products that they are creating when it comes to us, our hair, the ingredients are cheap ingredients, right? And they just coat the hair. So when companies create cheap products full of toxic fillers, your scalp reacts with inflammation, dryness, itchiness, thinning, slow growth, product buildup, hormonal irritation. You are not failing at hair care. Your products are failing you. So it's interesting that we have to go ahead and look into that. One of the things, the ugly truth about Black hair products, I was discussing this with my clients, I'm sorry guys, I was out all day and I had to rush in and start the video, and I'm like, I got to do this video here for tomorrow, for Monday. And so one of the things that I was sharing to some of my clients in the coaching is the fact that when you look back when we were very, very young, and I'm talking about way back, when we watched commercials, it was all geared towards Caucasian women. But what it did was they pushed so much of that, and you never really saw the black women, and you never saw commercials with black natural hair until we got into the 2000s. So a lot of them pushed on us the European hair. I want this soft, silky, flowy hairstyle. So we were doing relaxers every other week. We were blonding our hair and losing our hair. We were doing a lot of things because all they showed a lot of is, you want to look like this beautiful, white woman. This is what you do, right? And then so a lot of their products are geared towards um, people that have oily scalp, because remember, their curl pattern is straight. So the sebum, when it produces sebum, it's going to go straight into the hair itself, right? So when you look at that, but with us, the reason why we deal with dryness is because we already have tightly coiled hair. So putting a product on that has a lot of alcohol in it or things like that, it's going to cause some of the things that I just read to you. So it's understanding the ingredients, because one of the things I didn't like this particular product that they always show, and I saw a lot of women with the Pantene and the thing, and I'm like, Pantene is not for us. It's just only coating. So it's giving you the illusion that your hair is great and healthy, but inside your hair is being damaged, and it has parabens and all these different things in it. This was way back. They changed a lot of the products now. But I need you guys to think and say, why would a group of people who for many years never cared about the well-being of our hair care, but all of a sudden, when the natural hair movement came about, those same big corporations said, hey, we want to buy your company. We want to buy that product and we want to sell. And then they took the products and they did what they wanted to do to it. It leads you to wonder and say, what's up with that? It makes me always think about Shifra and Puah in the Bible. I know it sounds crazy, but in that time, Ramsey or whoever the king was, I think it was, they hated the fact that the people, the Israelites, were having so many kids. The women was just popping out kids. It was like building an army. And the kingdom was like, we can't have this. So they called Shifra and Puah, who were the midwives, and said, hey, we need you to stop this because they're getting out of hand. They're going to soon overpower us. But the Shifra and Puah had the fear of God in them. So they were like, they weren't doing it. So they went back. They say, hey, they still having these babies. What's going on? Because they wanted them to kill the babies at birth. The Shifra and Puah didn't do that. So they said by the time we get to the mother, she's already pushed out the baby. So that's why we couldn't do it. So when you look at that and you look at that's biblical days, and you look at now, it has always been something where it's never really benefiting us. It's almost to stop us, because you see this is talking about slowing down hair growth. It's talking about scalp irritation. It's talking about inflammation. All these things. Why would you create a product that that's going to do that? Because you got to test the product before you push it out, but they push it out anyway. So I think I need you guys to pay attention to those things, right? So a lot of products made for Black women are made with the cheapest ingredients on the market. You see words like moisturizing, curl peroxide, deep hydration. But when you flip the bottle around, you see things like mineral oil, petroleum, paraffin, synthetic fragrance, silicone stacking, heavy waxes, toxic preservatives. These ingredients don't moisturize your hair. They strangle it. They give you the illusion, okay? They make it look shiny, but leave it dehydrated underneath. So it is the illusion of what you think you're getting. And I'm going to end it with this, and I'm going to continue with the next video going on about the ingredients, because I think it's important that we pay attention to what's actually happening and really fixing what's going on, right? And my client today, she was like, Lee, I'm throwing this particular product out because I know it's a clarifying shampoo, but it was stripping her hair so bad because it has alcohol in it. And I had to explain to her. She was like, well, what's the difference? Like, we don't have sebum. We do build sebum, because I do have clients that have oily hair, but we also have, majority of us have dry hair. All our products are geared towards moisture because of the design that God gave us, our DNA. We have more tightly coiled hair versus other race of people have more loose curls or more straight hair, so they're able to, do that. So why your hair still feels dry after using moisturizing products. That's why even the wax that I see people are using a wax and they're curling the hair. Well, the outside, it looks great, but if that person that's curling your hair and they're putting the wax stick on it, if they haven't done all the work behind the scenes, meaning the leave-in conditioners, the mask, the deep treatments and different things, putting that wax on is just giving you the illusion. But eventually you'll see your hair dry, you'll see it shedding because there's no moisture and your hair needs moisture, okay? So Black women say this all the time. I moisture my hair, but it's still dry. I deep condition, but my hair still feels brittle. I use oils, but my hair still breaks. Here's why. The product layer is too heavy. It's blocking your hair from absorbing any water, okay? Your hair can't breathe. This is my study. This is what I've been doing this Saturday. This is what I was doing, right? It can't breathe. Your curls can't form. Your scalp can't heal. And the worst part, you think you did something wrong. No, sis. The ingredients is just trash. All right. So I'm going to end it there. I'm going to do another video on this. So this is going to be maybe a part 1, part 2, part 3. But this is all about understanding your hair. And I did a series about how trauma shapes your hair. You may not pay attention to it, but if you're one of those women that need a hairstyle that lasts 2-3 weeks to 2 months, that's the trauma. That's the survival hairstyle that you want. So you don't have to deal with your hair and you don't have to take care of your hair. Do you know other race of people wash their hair every other day, or they go to the hairstylist weekly or every 2 weeks? But we don't do that because we've been taught that our hair is difficult, our hair is a project, and how to cover it up. We have figured out all kind of ways. We're now tattooing edges on instead of going to a doctor to see if my edges can be restored, which a lot of you, your edges can be restored. But we rather look at the aesthetics of things instead of dealing with the healthiness to get our hair to grow back. So I pray that this video helps you, and we're going to go in with another video that hopefully you can wake up and see and start reading the ingredients, guys. All right. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment about some of the issues you may have with your hair. Okay. I am Coach Lee. I will see you guys next video. Bye.